So I'm sitting here. We're up in the mountains. Give you a little look see. So that's what we're looking at. That's what I'm looking at right now as I speak to you. So I am sitting here in the cabin. Um, as I sit here, I think about, you know, if if I had gone and done the typical thing with my life, wow. You grew up hearing your parents, the people around you tell you that you need to be smart, you need to go to school, get your education, and go out and get a job, and so that you can take care of yourself. And and as I look around me, there's no one that I've done that. That's gone out, got an education, and got a standard job, and that was enough to really take care of them. And I mean, there's the different circumstances, of course, around, but the average person, that's not their reality. They have to be doing a whole bunch of things and trying to find a whole bunch of ways to see how it is that they can make whatever little they have stretch, and then find another way to figure out how it is to get something to save or to get something to put away. And then here's the thing that's been really really cool. I've been thinking about this for the last little while, and it's been amazing. So here we have all the pieces that we need, right? We have all the pieces that we need to build the life that we want for ourselves right now. But instead of doing that, what it is that we end up doing is that we spend so much of our time, or at least I spend so much of my time, trying to get people to understand what it is that I was saying or where it is that I wanted to go, and try to get them to be on par or on side with me. Then I started to realize that everything was me, that all my interactions were about me. And so while I interact with you, it's about me and you in your own capacity as you're on your own journey, and whatever it is that you need to get from the situation, whatever it is, it's you. You're pulling what you want from the situation. You're making whatever it is that you want to have happen. And the moment you decide that you're done with whatever the experience is, you're absolutely done with it. You know, that's the dance. So when you understand how it is to dance in that kind of way, you live your life in such a way that there's always a keen eye on oneself. It's always like you're constantly giving yourself a checkup from the neck up, without it becoming something that's laboring and something that's hard and something that you have to do. But you have to stay sharp. You have to stay sharp, because if it is that you're not sharp, what then happens is that your ego steps in. And when your ego steps in, it's like you no longer have the ability to manage your own self. You're no longer in charge of yourself. The true you is not in charge of you. The ego is in charge. And so what the ego does is it goes after the kind of things that feeds, that gives it power, you know. And so whenever it is that someone says something, to take offense or to be defensive or whatever, is the first thing that it will pull for. But that's where you come in. You see, you gotta come clean. And in deciding to come in clean, it's not something that happens all at once. It happens over a period of time, and it happens over a bunch of mistakes, and it happens over a bunch of triumphs, and it happens through some tribulations. It happens in all different kinds of ways. But the lessons come, and each time a lesson comes, it's like an imprint upon you. Every experience you have, it leaves an imprint, some one way or the other. And so what it is that we're talking about here is if you were able to get the clarity, if you were able to get the clarity around things that you're experiencing, and get to a place where you stop judging them and just start, well, just Allow things to flow more effortlessly through you. So the time that you spend thinking something to death, oftentimes whatever the interaction you're supposed to have, you know within a moment. And then it's like each moment that comes afterwards, it unfolds as it should. You know what I mean? But there are times when you don't jump at a situation. It feels like you're forcing yourself into the situation a little bit. It is it is at those times that when when the clarity comes, and it will come at a point in your life when it is most difficult to choose it. You're going to come face to face with truth one day in such a way that you're going to have to choose it in order for you to see what it is that you think you need to see, in order for you to get a clear path to get to whatever it is that your journey, whatever your destination, your, I don't know, whatever it is that you feel like it is that you're supposed to accomplish here on this earth. You have to go through that period of truth, and it's going to come to you and it's going to hit you hard. And it's going to be a very difficult thing to do. And if it is that you don't choose it, then whatever it is that the consequences are and however the consequences last, it is like it is your opportunity um, to redo the class, and then you get a chance to take the test again. So after you've gone through all the rough times, all the difficulties that you've gone through as a result of not choosing righteousness, choosing goodness, choosing truth when you had the opportunity, it now serves as a it now serves as it's the balance. It's the balance. It's 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 the ability to understand how it is that you make things work. If it is that you have just that movement, it's like you have a ball in your hand and you rotate.
My youth. Oh, come back in that place, go sit down the plate and play so wash
It's
it
the
plate.
balance. It's the balance. Once you don't understand, once you don't understand the balance, you
Get loose.
you create whatever it is that you choose. It becomes a complete different world, and whatever it is that you desire for yourself, it's only a matter of going back to that truth. And it's a truth that you and only you know and only you understand. It makes no sense to follow anybody else trying to figure out their doctrines and all that kind of stuff. You'll know what feels good to you when it comes. And when it comes, again, you have to honor it. Because in order for you to be at one with it and be able to utilize it and to be able to really tap into its power, you're going to have to do the right thing the next time you're faced with that truth. The cool thing about it is that it comes back often. But the older you get is the more your ego sets in, and it is the more difficult it's going to be to see it. So you find that kids, they can see it and they can click, you know what I mean? They can get back in their power in a minute. But as we get older, you know, that thing to be able to see the pureness of our souls, it changes, because then, you know, there's so many distractions. You know, you have to take care of the bills, you have to take care of the kids, you have to do all of these different things, and there's all of these responsibilities that you've taken on that you have to honor. but there's a peace that exists within. And you have it. There's no two ways about it. Right now, in this very moment, you got it. I know you do. But it's your inability to choose the truth when it's hard. That's what's been keeping you back. The inability to choose the truth when it's hard. So once you're able to choose the truth when it's hard, what then happens is that you no longer have to try to do something or to try to fit it out to whatever the case is. You just get up and do whatever it is that you want. Absolute freedom. Because at that point in time, when you've chosen truth, you now come from a place of goodness. Everything you do is about goodness. Everything attracts goodness to you. Because that is now what you are. You are love. It's not that you are in love or you think of love. You are love, and that's the only thing you can express. And everywhere that you go, that is what you bring with you. And that's the magic. If you're able to tap into that, there's no way that you can judge another human being, because what it's going to take for you to get to that place, you would have seen life on every single level. You would have understood human suffering in a way that you can identify with someone who's going through whatever it is that they're going through. Not so much that it is that you want to bail them out, because everybody has to go through their own experiences. But you can assist, and you can be an angel, and you can play your role. But ultimately, it is within. So I know you got it. I know you have it. And truth be told, this is the time. And you're it. You're the only one that can stand up for you. You're the only one that can do whatever it is that you need to do. You are so stop thinking about doing it, and stop trying to get someone to approve it before you do it. You know when the time is right. You know when whatever feels good feels good. So it's a challenge for me to you today to come from where you are. Love yourself from where you are. And even in the very tiny stuff, always choose love. Always choose love, even when it's hard. That's the key. That's the key. Blessings.